loud and ready to flow. Bruddc and Giddy got a show to glow. Life stories wild like a late night dream. We're spilling the tea and it's hot like steam. Bruddc and Kitty, we're here to play. Life and gossip every single day. Laugh a little louder, who needs control? It's the Bruddc and Kitty show. From trending news to the tales untold. Spinning the wheel, let the stories unfold. Catch us in the vibe where the chatter grows. With a pair that keeps you on your toes. What's the buzz? What's the word? Spill it fast, haven't you heard? Bruddc and Kitty, we're here to play. Life and gossip every single day. Laugh a little louder, who needs control? It's the Bruddc and Kitty show. Truth or dare, we're taking the leap. Stories that'll make you laugh or weep. Tune in now, let the fun explode. This is your stop, it's the Bruddc code.
What is up, good people? You're watching the Bruddc and Kitty show. It's Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. Kitty, how are you today?
I'm all right. I'm on a back foot, but I'm all right.
Rightio. And we have a special guest with us today. Introduce yourself. Introduce yourself, sir.
Hi there. Obviously, I met you on TikTok about an hour ago. My name on TikTok is Specialist519 Crypto. I've been in the crypto industry for 10, 12 years. And I'm a conspiracy theorist for many years. And the things which I was saying before, people used to think that I'm some mentally disturbed gentleman. But when you mention certain things to people, they think that, you know what, I've lost the plot. I don't know what I'm talking about. And everything I brought to the table has happened with receipts. You got to bring. So if I make a claim that Kitty is a very beautiful person, she's for example, a very honest person, I've got to bring proof to the table because words mean nothing in this day and age. Evidence. So, so I've been doing that a lot and educating people and making people wake up and see the reality, especially in this country. Because in this country, people think they know it all. And the other problem with what people have in this country is they are deluded by the media. Whatever the media say, they believe. When the media is controlling your mind. They've been controlling your mind since you were born. For you to go to nursery, school, college, university, and then you're in debt for 25 years to get a mortgage, blah, blah, blah. Yep. So all these things, people now realize, you know what? This is an organization which control your brain, but now people like myself and others, they have no fear of talking the truth. And I have no fear of death because I speak the truth. And I'm a Muslim, so I don't fear nobody apart from my Lord. That's me.
What do we call you other than specialists today?
Sebastian is my name, Sebastian.
Sebastian. Okay, so we're joined by the lovely Sebastian. We've got a few stories today. The news broke over the weekend, I believe. Donald Trump started bombing Venezuela, and then he kidnaps their president and his wife. And most people are a bit upset by this, and it kind of, a lot of people live in this sort of reality of like, we live in this democracy, the West is this lovely good place, our leaders, we're trying to civilize all these other countries and stuff, and a lot of people are trying to make this make sense. Like, what right do we have to, listening to the way Donald Trump is speaking, he's saying, look, we're taking the oil, we're taking their tankers, we're taking their ships. Like, most people are sitting there thinking, what right do we have? The guy might be a bad person, fine. But one of the big things that we speak about a lot on this show is that why do we get involved in other countries' affairs? Like, why don't we just let people do what they're doing, as long as there's like there's no threat to national security or whatever. But it does seem a little harsh, especially the way Donald Trump is blatantly coming out and just saying, we're going to take the oil. We're bringing in oil companies. We've spoken to oil companies. We're coming in. We're going to drill, take all their oil out, and then we're going to keep it. Like, what's going on? Shed some light on this, because I'm a bit unsure about what's going on and who the good guy is.
I'll explain to you what's going on. Okay, I'm into finance and crypto. I know exactly what's going on, and I've been telling the world. When people say to me, "What do I invest?" and I say to buy gold and silver. I've been saying it since February. I've made over £1 million in the last 10 months just on gold and silver. So what the problem is, okay, to answer your question, is called the petrol dollar. Yeah?
Yeah.
Oil. Okay. Everything on this planet has to, when I'm in UK and I buy something in Africa, whatever, it has to go through a US dollar. Okay. Why? That's the way everything happened. Everything has to go through the US dollar. A lot of countries realize, why is it always the US dollar? Because what you have to understand, everything what goes through that money which I send to Africa or Asia, wherever, it ends up in America, as in the transaction, yeah? So people have realized, what? We don't want the petrol dollar. We don't want US dollar. And the first man who stood up to America in America was an amazing guy who they unalived, Colonel Gaddafi.
Mm.
Okay, let's get to reality. Let's get to the proof. So he stood up and says to the Arab, they have a meeting, yeah, every year, all the Arab nations. And he stood up and he said, listen, America is very evil. They've got a mission to destroy us, and they're going to destroy Libya, Iraq, Iran. He mentioned all these countries 15 years ago, 20 years ago. To be precise, it was 1997. And then the greatest speech in United Nations history, when he said, you people are just evil and all you do is kill people and take over their lands and you do wars. Now, America, how many countries have they invaded since 1948? Do you guys know?
I don't know. Probably a lot.
You know how many people they've killed since 1948? 36 million people.
Wow, that's insane.
So what does that tell you? Who's the bully? Me or you? Or America? Yeah? So they've killed 36 million people by invading countries which had nothing to do with them. So, like, if they invaded or they did a terrorist attack in America, then fair dues. Then you go on to, like, 9/11. Who did 9/11? Oh, Osama bin Laden. Come on, friends. Do your research. It was the Americans who did it themselves. It's all coming out now, yeah? I've been saying it for many, many years. Go on to Tucker Carlson's podcast. Go on there, YouTube. Tucker Carlson is one of the most famous podcasters in the world. He's got receipts to prove that America, CIA, and the FBI, they're the one who did 9/11. Now, the biggest thing which I've got, yeah, me personally, they were, for example, 22 hijackers, 11 hijackers. In 2008, my nephew was in Lebanon on business. And he walked into this coffee shop, no word of a lie. And he walked into a coffee shop and he recognized these two guys. And he keeps looking at them, Then he goes on Google, and two of those guys who were apparently hijackers, they're sitting in a fucking coffee shop in Lebanon. You tell me, what's that all about? So, the two guys, they obviously they realized, this guy knows who we are. They went up to him, they goes, listen, if you record or take a picture of us, you'll be unalive, you will never leave this country. So obviously my nephew got scared. He went, no. He goes, I know who you are, but no problem. They went their way, they went their way. They even looked at his phone to make sure that he hasn't taken any videos or pictures. Now, this was 2008. 9/11 happened in 2001. So they killed them. They were on the planes, apparently killed themselves. So how come 7 years later they're in a different country? Now, you answer me that question. Does that sound crazy?
Yeah, I
That sounds
mean,
mental.
there's so many conspiracies. I mean, I do like to watch all the videos. I mean, I watch Tucker Carlson's videos. Candace Owens, another big one.
Yes.
She's very cool of some of the information that comes out. I even watched a role play sort of situation where obviously we're talking about the Twin Towers, like, where if a plane goes into the building at the top of it, it won't cause the buildings to sort of
Collapse. Yeah.
explode like a demolition sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I've seen all the videos. So these are kind of like false flags. So a lot of people are saying that, like, a lot of people are just sort of, most people just want to go to work, live their life, and a lot of people are thinking to themselves, would the government really do a false flag to push a narrative to make us go to war? Would to do something like that? And now with social media, I mean, you can fact check everything. Like, everything is there. You've got really articulate people that know a lot what know what they're talking about, and they'll break it down for you. But yeah,
What did I say to you the other week? We were talking about what was happening in Israel at the moment, and I said to you, because there was a hospital that was bombed, and I said to you, what better way to get the Americans and everybody on their side than, oh dear, we've had a hospital that's been bombed. I do believe sometimes these things are used to incite wars, to incite, support from other people. So yeah, I'm quite willing to believe a conspiracy that they say that the damage that was done was more like a bomb at the bottom than an impact at the top, don't they? They say that that building, sort of the way it crumbled, it
yeah.
was.
Well, I mean, when you hear firemen, I heard firemen that were on the site say they heard they heard explosions go. They heard it go. Boop, 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 boop. They heard explosions. So it's kind of hard to sort of like argue with that. But I try not to be like really deep into conspiracies. But if there's facts, there's facts. But I suppose, like, we started about this Venezuela situation. Trump has arrested president and said that he's a drug dealer and all these sort of
No,
things.
no. It's, with Venezuela, with the president. Okay, what people don't understand: America is in $38 trillion in debt. I repeat, 38 trillion. Okay, so what is available? Which country can they invade now? Yeah, the only country in the world which they thinking, right, it's only nearby. We don't have to go to the side of the world. Venezuela is not far from us. So they've got 303 billion barrels on the ground ready to be sold. Okay. There's three different kinds of crude oil. Yeah. Let's call it top, middle, or bottom. You got the top, which is which the crude is used for electronics, this, that, the other. Then you got petrol, then you got diesel. Yeah, top, middle. So America has got only 10 years left of reserves for petrol. The other two they haven't got. And Venezuela has got all three. So they're thinking, you know what, we'll take the president, we will give, because a dog needs a bone to make it happy. So what they're going to do is try and give the leaders of Venezuela, like the acting president right now, money. Say, listen, let's sort this out. Here's $2 million. In Venezuela, $2 million is like £1 billion, brother. It's a lot of
Now
money.
it is. I saw the. You're probably you being a crypto man. I was sitting there thinking, surely there's got to be a way of making some money here, because now Trump he's literally killed their currency now.
Yeah.
So literally like $2 is like nearly a million. Like, it's something crazy, isn't it? Like, we'll have to have a
It-
private chat about crypto on that.
because I was going to Venezuela next month myself to open a crypto mining, because Venezuela is the cheapest country in the world to do crypto mining. I was going to go there. I had everything sorted out. But now, people are upset. When a president of a country is kidnapped, where it's unlawful. It is illegal.
Mm.
Illegal to. It's illegal what he did. And let me tell you one thing. What's going to happen? They arrested him. He's in court in about 2 hours time, whatever. The American people will go against him for the first time. This is a man in November said that all Democrats should be killed. He made that statement, yeah? That's mentally not there. They need to be executed. He said it on X, yeah? So what today, like yesterday, 60% of the American people said that this guy, what he did was wrong, and he needs to ask Congress, and he didn't.
Yeah.
He's bypassing the laws of this country.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, within the next 1 month, Maduro will be released. The judge will say, you know what, you're free to go, because what we did, our president did, he will, and they're going to arrest this president, and they're going to charge him for so many things,
Yeah. I saw
because,
that.
yeah, he said there's so many things, because this is the only guy who's been convicted of crimes, but he got away with them because he was the president, and he changed the law.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've seen, obviously I've been down a rabbit hole this weekend, is the spin that they're using, and it's almost verbatim of what they said about Iraq. Like there was weapons of mass destruction, and they're saying, well, what were they? And they're like fentanyl. That's what it was, and they were inventing out, in bringing it into our country. It's a weapon of mass destruction, and I can't remember which show it was. It's one of those American shows that the co-host, and he was playing them side by side, and their statements were exactly the same as they were when they were talking about Saddam Hussein, or them, in 2000 and whatever. And how it is so, it's even really weird that he actually looks like Saddam Hussein. They were saying, that he has the same sort of moustache and look, but they were saying side by side, the spin on it is exactly the same as it was as it was in Iraq. So I'm head for the next stage. I don't think he will be released. I think there's going to be an accident. Personally, that's what I think. But
No, I appreciate what your thought is, but at the end of the day, when the whole country's going to go against you, you got no choice. When you
Yeah.
are put in a corner, yeah, when the Democrats, they're going to go to Congress and say, impeach this president, yeah, when he gets impeached, that's it. There'll be a new president. They're already saying it. And
Yeah.
now, yes, 2 hours ago, he's saying, oh, Colombia, get ready, and
Yeah.
Cuba.
Yeah.
Hello,
That's insane. And
you know,
this is for someone that campaigned on America first, no more
yeah.
wars, and all this. And people like he is already losing part of the MAGA war at the minute. So the MAGA fans, he's already losing them with this, because they think they're being controlled by Israel. So there's a lot.
we have
Yeah.
a
Do,
question. He wants to know
Yeah.
what he
do you,
for. That
Do,
is
do you know that do you know 4 days ago they seized all his assets in America?
So
who?
Trump.
Donald.
Yes, he's been seized.
I didn't know.
His assets have been freezed. There's Democrats, yeah, the opposition, yeah. They have this guy is mentally not there. He's destroying our country and our reputation all over the world. Instead of countries loving us, coming to us, they are messaging saying we are not interested in you. Bye. America, I cannot afford to have that, but they're having it.
Yeah.
The normal American is worried.
Let me just answer that question, because someone said, "What could Donald Trump could have been impeached for?" He should right, if he wasn't nominated president, he would be in jail today because of the documents that he had in his private house, and these documents are top class documents that you have to have. They have to be sealed, you can't have them at your home, and he literally could he should have been prosecuted for that alone, espionage, just that alone, and all the other things that he's pled guilty to as well, but I don't know.
I'll explain to you. Yeah, every president of the United States since Kennedy, who They killed their own. They killed their own president. Yeah, i.e., what you don't understand is called America Israel, not United States of America. Okay, so I'll give you some insights. This president, the reason why he's doing what he's doing is the Mossad, Israel, have got videos of him with minors back in the day, set him up, honey trap. They did that with him. So that's what's happening today. I'm
I,
giving you inside
I
information now. I'm giving you information. Bill Clinton, um, Monica Lewinsky, you know the what she did, yeah? Do you know that she's a Mossad agent? Do you know that?
I know
Google it.
I know there's conspiracies about it. Yeah.
No, no, but there's no conspiracies on this one. It's fact. Yeah, Google what I'm saying. Monica Lewinsky was a Mossad agent. Listen, do this, and then we will. So once she did that, Israel said, "Listen, mate, we've got the footage. If you don't do this, then we're going to tell the world." So that president did whatever Israel told him. Yeah, listen carefully what I'm saying. So everything what Clinton did, whatever Israel said, do this, he did. Obama, oh, his wife's she was a she-male or whatever.
Hmm.
I didn't go into that because I'm not really interested. But they had stuff on it, Obama. So what they do is Mossad. Israel. What they do is they honey trapped these leaders, and they've got them by the balls, and then from there
Yeah.
they've got nowhere to go.
I don't think there's any doubt. I don't think that anyone's got any doubt. Just seeing how Trump was close to Epstein, that Trump's on
Mm.
video. There's no doubt. I mean, you've got to be even if it's not minors, Trump. They've got him on camera doing things that probably very very
Exactly.
things you yeah.
My question is to you: do you believe that Epstein died? Yes or no?
I don't know. I don't know. I
He's
don't.
not
I
dead.
don't know.
He's not dead. He's not dead. He's not dead.
He's
Yeah.
not on that island because the other.
Half of the files, half the files which he released, a lot of them, they're scribbled out so you can't read them. Why? So what was the point of the files? They're only showing pictures that he was here, there. But 85% of these files are they're blank. Why? Why are they blank? What's the purpose? What are they hiding? What is he hiding? So if a new president came in, he will or she will actually reveal the real files and say, look, you know what? And he'll be in prison for the rest of his life because the Democrats are hinting that, you know what, we're going to get him very soon. Within a year, they said he's gone.
To be fair, right, the Republicans did say they were gonna release it. The Democrats said they were gonna release it. Both said they were gonna release it, and neither of them have released officially these files. So I think that on both sides there are people very, very, very scared of these files. I
Yeah.
don't I
Yeah.
don't say it's a Republican thing. I think it's a politician thing. It's people
100%.
an elite thing. I don't think we can call it a party thing at all.
No.
If I'm
All
really
of the all of our politicians, that take money from lobbyists and lobbies and stuff, they probably get waned and dined, taken for a nice place for a nice drink, and then all of a sudden there's a couple of girls there. Maybe they're underage, maybe they're overage. It's all recorded. Then you've got that person banged to rights. That's 100% happening to our politicians, But I do think we're getting to a point where the people will rise up and say, nah, no more nonsense. And if you want to see it happen in this country, if they try and send us to fight Russia over this Ukraine situation, you'll see true British lions and African lions and Pakistani lions. You'll see lions rise when they try to send us over to Russia. 30,000 people died last month. They said 30,000 people died in that conflict between Russia and Ukraine. Good God.
Yes. And people say, oh, Russia are a horrible nation. That was illegal what they did.
Yeah.
But people don't know if they do their research, what Russia is doing now is good. What Russia is doing now, they told them in 2014, okay, that look, this is the situation. Ukraine said, okay, we agree. And guess who came in? Your friend America. And says, no, 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 don't do a deal with them. We'll give you money. Uh, the president of Ukraine, what was his job 10 years ago? He was a comedian, correct? He was a comedian. He was a comedian, and the salary in Ukraine for a president, I'm not sure, it's 40 grand, 50 grand, whatever. How comes this guy in the last 2 years has got 15 million pounds worth of properties and cars? Where did that money come from? 15 million pounds. I mean, obviously, I don't know if there's any people. I got no comments about it, but it's like I'm talking to you two.
No, the people are commenting in TikTok at the minute, but we can't.
Sorry.
All right, so okay, fair enough. This guy, 15 million pounds. Do your research. In what I'm saying, I've done my research. He bought his wife on Bugatti last year.
Yeah,
Where did that money come from?
Yeah, I totally agree about him. And I've said it quite along. I think he's an egomaniac, and he's out to end that country because he's fighting a war that he can't win, no matter what. So and like Bruddc and I, he's stated, we will fight to the last man. Not your decision to make. When
what leader makes that decision? Like, you know, if I'm the leader of a small country and
Yep.
someone, and all they say to me is you can't join NATO and you can't have nukes on your base in your country. De-arm yourself. If what Ukraine would have been better off making a deal with Russia. Say
Yeah, but
fine.
they had the opportunity.
Yeah, I say fine.
Ukraine agreed in 2014, and it's all everything. What I'm saying, brother, do your research, and people in the comments, obviously on TikTok, I know what they're saying. Do your research. Both countries agreed, and they says, yeah, we'll do the deal. They went fine, and then America came in, gave the president money, and said, listen, don't agree with them. Because they had their own thinking that, you know what, we'll make them go to war, and all the minerals in Ukraine, which is number one in the world for minerals, will take over them. And what do? They're giving him money, and Ukraine have got probably about 25% left minerals. 75% is owned by America now. Hello? Why? Look at the told him in 2014, 11 years later, 75% of the minerals in Ukraine is owned by America. Just like when they're raiding Iraq, instead of raiding Iraq, I'm the Home Secretary or whatever in America, and the company I used to work for, they've got the next contract in this oil field for the next 50 years.
Yeah.
Every American company is in Iraq. But you know what? Things are. I'm not going to say much, but things are going to change.
Someone's put it was Boris Johnson that stopped the Ukraine peace deal. It wasn't nothing to do with Trump.
Yeah. So Boris Johnson stopped it. Yeah, he stopped it because it's all about kickbacks, my friend. Money talks, bullshit walks. Excuse my French. But at the end of the day, when people sell their soul to the devil, there's nothing left. When you sell your soul to the devil, then there's nothing left. You tell me, because, for example, in the film industry, music industry, sorry, they do the ritual. Certain people, Jay-Z, his wife, other famous singers, they've gone to the devil. They own them, but there's certain people who went against them, like Kanye West, 50 Cent. They didn't sell their soul to them. So you guys tell me. It's all about money.
Yeah.
Money talks.
Well, yeah, but that's the brutal reality of it now, and that's what we're seeing. Just like someone made the joke, about Iraq and going through the big war that we went through to steal their oil, and someone said Trump just done it in 3 hours basically and stole all the country's oil,
Yeah.
and he saved us having to go to war, which is funny, but it's not funny because I saw a statement today come out. They killed officers, they killed innocent people. They killed women soldiers as well. Not that should make me more than men soldiers, but but it's a lot of people did die, and people are saying that the Venezuelan are saying that it was cold blooded murder what happened.
Is it
Yeah.
true that it's supposed to go in another 3 weeks? This has been brought up earlier as well, because apparently I read somewhere that this wasn't actually arranged until like 3 ago, but it was like boots on the ground, get in now, get in.
What regarding Venezuela?
Yeah, I read somewhere or heard somewhere, and I might be, it might have been a joke or something, but I heard that he was going one way or another. He was having what he wanted, but I heard that allegedly it was supposed to be in another 3 weeks, but something happened and he went, right now, go.
Well,
And
Yeah.
they've already got a puppet, haven't they? Already, that's in hiding. Some female lady that they want in charge. She's in hiding, and soon as this situation is resolved, they're just gonna. It's like just a
This
puppet,
this
basically.
this kidnap was happening for the last 9 months. Planning for the last 9 months. This has been under very secret buildings, rooms, and it's been an 8 9 months operation.
mm,
And people don't know is they invaded 2 3 hours later when the president of Israel left America. How
Wow.
coincidence? So that I call him a parasite. I don't name him. The parasite left America, and then
You're talking about Netanyahu, I take it.
yes, yes. I don't call it. I don't name it. I don't name it. I call him a parasite, Satan's child. So at the end of the day, that guy, he goes to America, has a meeting with them, says to Trump, "Listen, mate, you better sort it out. Otherwise, we're gonna do whatever. We're gonna tell the world that you are this." He gets scared. He's gone to Venezuela, kidnapped him because Israel needs that oil because Israel and America are one. People don't know that. They're not two different countries. 95% of the Congress in America, 95% of the Congress in America is Israeli. So who runs America? It's Israelis because they've got dual nationality. Like me, I could have. I'm born and bred in the UK, but my parents are from Kashmir, Pakistan. So I could have a dual nationality if I wanted to, because my parents are from there. So at the end of the day, that's what's happened. People don't understand. America is Israel. Put
Is
that in your head. America is
someone's put
Israel.
that? Someone's put Madero. Are you joking? Madero is Jewish. Is he Jewish? He's not Jewish, is he?
No, 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 no. He's not Jewish. No, he's not Jewish.
Oh, okay. Someone's put that
No,
in.
no,
Maybe
no,
that's
no.
it.
Madeira is not Jewish.
he's really not.
He's not. He's not Jewish. He's not Jewish.
Really not.
He's a guy. Hopefully he get released, etc. But it's all the highest bidder. It's called money. But the thing what they don't understand is China. I spent 7 years in China. I speak full Chinese.
Wow.
Okay, so what China is doing and the amount of billions they've invested in Venezuela and Russia, you think that they're just gonna not say anything? They're not gonna do anything.
Well, this is what I'm waiting for. I'm wondering because I know they've some statements have come out and said that they've told Trump that they're not happy about what he's done. Can Trump really like the thing is it's always going to go back to like we've all got nukes, we've all got dead man switches. Are we willing to end the world for this? So I don't think anyone is going to be stupid enough to use nukes, but it will get to a point where people are saying, right, we're trying to do honest deals over here, and you're just blowing up the country and kidnapping the president over here. You're not even doing the corruption thing properly. You're not playing by the rules. Normally, there's blackmail, bribery, or something. That you've just gone into the country during the night, blown shit up, and then freaking yeah, of course, yeah, it's going to get to a point where someone's bluff is going to get called, and no one's going to launch the first nuke. But if the nukes do drop, I think it'd be stupid for Trump to do that. But then it comes down to a fight. Men on the ground fighting each other. Like I'm pretty sure if Russia and China start bringing their warships into Venezuela airspace and into their zones and stuff, Trump's going to have a decision to make then, because I'm pretty sure Russia and North Korea, they had a meeting, didn't they? All the superpowers, didn't they? North Korea.
The thing is, the vice president of Venezuela, she was in Russia when this attack happened. She was in Russia for a meeting because obviously, he was saying he was threatening that we're gonna do this and we're gonna do this, but obviously nobody knew that he was gonna do this on this day. He did it, and Russia, they were in, So when the vice president, she's gone over there, she's saying, look, this is a situation. Russia said, right, okay, we'll come over, we'll bring warships, we'll see what they do. But they didn't know that it's going to happen on the day that, the woman's already there and it's bloody already happened. So, you're snookered, yeah? But now Russia and China, they're going to show America who they are. Let me tell you for free. FREE. They're going to show America that, you know what? You've been invading all these countries for the last 50, 70 years, but it's not going to happen anymore. You're not going to bully us. You're not going to bully us.
Also bringing the UK into this city, all their wars, and I saw Keir Starmer today talking. He was saying basically, we might have to start distancing ourselves from America, start investing in our own military, making sure that we're ready to go should shit kick off. So it's.
Did you know that it's 250 years since they signed that Declaration of Independence, and I
Yes.
think. Yeah, right. So this year, I think we should withhold, sort of uphold it and say, yes, you are independent. Off you go. We've been saying it for weeks, months, that we need to sort of distance ourselves. If I was the parent, I'd be saying, you're not playing with them anymore because they're not very nice.
Yeah, and their dollar as well. Their dollar. Why are we allowing all this trade to happen in their in their dollar? It doesn't make sense for us personally, because if Trump decides to put sanctions on us, he could sanction our pound and say it's freaking. It's £100 to like what? It's $100. Well, £1.
£100 to $1.
Yeah. I was getting it. There you go. This is why you're here.
Yeah, so the thing is, I can't say much, okay, because I've met you guys. I don't know, you guys are podcast, but China, they are ready, steady, and Eddie. I repeat, they are ready. If you look at China, who have they invaded in the last 50 years? Are there a country where they go from one country to another? No. China was nobody. China was nobody. China was somebody from 1990. In the last 35 years, they are now number one in the world. In 35 years. Okay? It's unbelievable. The technology, what they've got. I recall in 1999, they had an issue. And America sent a cable to China and says, listen, we can wipe half of your country with a nuke in 67 minutes from Washington.
I think it was 25 minutes. The atom bomb, isn't it?
No, from America, a rocket over to China.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. Yeah.
67 minutes. China replied back 2 minutes later, forget your 67 minutes. We can send a rocket. It will reach you in 16 minutes. 1-6.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
That's when America thought, are these people bullshitting? 1997. That's when America thought, hold on. these people, you know, what they're doing in China, they must be doing something. And now look at where they are today. The best of technology in the world, best healthcare in the world, everything in China. If you go to China, my friend, your eyes will open up. You're living in a different world. And they are the
It's,
best at everything. They're the best at everything. And they've invested trillions of dollars in different countries to
yeah,
help that country and help themselves.
yeah,
Look how much money they spent in Africa. Africa is a very big continent.
mm,
Every country they've gone and invested so much money to benefit themselves and the country.
yeah.
You
Sorry,
know,
I'm
so
sorry, guys. I'm not being rude. I'm just trying to find video because it's a really good video about China being a communist country, and basically the gist of it is the guy was saying, you know, they call China a communist country, but no billion, and you know, no. I mean,
Oh,
I've got to get the video. Let me find the video.
let me see if I've got it and I'll send it.
It's such a good video, but the way they deal with corruption in China, like you know, people. There's a guy that stole billions, millions, hundreds of millions the other day. Execution, mate, execution. They don't play games. Like they may only have one party. You may only be able to have one party, but no billionaires can control anyone in that. If you mess up, execution. They don't care who you are, how much money you got. You can't buy your way out of it.
Right.
yeah, and if you regarding the just going off topic, the participants on TikTok, there's a documentary called 9/11 Fahrenheit. Watch that, and you'll see the truth. Okay, that guy, he made this documentary. Very famous producer, director, and that's my evidence in advance for you guys to have a look at. 9/11 Fahrenheit. You guys will open your eyes.
Bruddc,
Yeah,
I
I've
saw.
got it. Yeah, I've got it. Oh, you sent it to me just as I found it. One second.
All right.
I'm just going to download it now. One second. Sorry. Boom. Bear with me 2 seconds, guys. This is such a good, honestly. Because people always talk about China and like you know. Uh, bear with me 2 seconds. Oh, how are you doing, Oni Trainer? I can't remember your.
Yeah,
How you doing, girl? You all right? It's this
In
video. It's
America,
this video here.
you can change political parties.
Can you hear that? By the way,
Yes,
you
I
can
can
hear
hear
it.
it.
Okay, okay, yeah. This is such a good video, guys. Everyone has to listen to this guy talking. Oh, 1 second.
Can't change policies. In China, you cannot change the party, but you can change policies.
So in that time, China ceased to be communist. Is that what you're saying?
Well, China is a market economy, and it's a vibrant market economy, but it is not a capitalist country. Here's why. There's no way a group of billionaires could control the Politburo as billionaires control American policymaking. So in China, you have a vibrant market economy, but capital does not rise above political authority. Capital does not have enshrined rights. In America, capital, the interest of capital and capital itself has risen above the American nation. The political authority cannot check the power of capital. And that's why America is a capitalist country, but China is not. So in the 65 or
That's such a good video. You know, what do you take from that,
Me personally,
Sebastian?
what he's saying is correct. The truth hurts. America is a capitalist country.
I think it's a really good policy. I mean, you and I have said that there shouldn't be so many like people with their hands in the pot. It should just be one party in charge of a country and running the country instead of arguing between themselves about who's got it right. The best, what we need is what we need in this country is the best interest of the country, not who's got the biggest what's it.
Of the best. Trust me, we need the best. The people need to take control over this country before these elites decide. Like you know, these elites, but like we're living our day to day. We think that yeah, this is England, this is America, this is the USA, whatever you know. We think that we know what's going on. We live in this democracy. There's elites out there that are controlling everything. When they decide that they no longer need us anymore, and AI robots are coming in as well. Like, everyone talks about depopulating the population and stuff. Like, when they decide they don't, who knows? Look, like after COVID, they did COVID to us. Ah, very nice. Like, who knows what they got planned next? Like, honestly, we all need to stand up together and not be standing there saying left, right, black, white, Asian, Muslim. Like, we all need to stand together, because trust me, it'll be all of us in their trenches when they dash us in there.
Yeah. It's crazy that, like you say, the elites are the ones that are pulling the strings, and nobody has the best interest of the country or the people that are in it. But you see that with people like I can't remember his name, Ukraine guy. He hasn't got the best interest of the country. What he's got is puppets. Puppet masters pulling his strings for what they want, not the 5,000 that are dying every week, or the 30,000 that are dying every week. They've got no interest in those people. They're what we call cannon fodder, and we're becoming the same. It's the same here in the UK. No one gives a toss about the person on the street. The elites don't care. We're just there to sort of make up numbers and
That's it. And if you do make a name for yourself and you create a big spectacle of yourself where you have influence over people, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get a knock on the door. We want you to push this agenda. And guess what? If you don't push this agenda, we know that you've been cheating on your wife. Here you go. We've got all these images. We've got, like, this is the brutal side to politics. They will bribe people. You could be the best. You could have the best of intentions, and if they've got a video of you doing something you shouldn't be doing, or your brother doing something, or your mum doing something, that they will have it. Like that just makes basic, like, in this day and age of technology and how you can spy on people, like, if you've got a politician that's coming up, that's why people are very critical over the trips that, these trips that are that the senators go to when they go to to the special place, and they touch that stone and stuff, and they all, like, it don't look, does it?
Do you think there's any politicians that are actually for the country, or and I'm talking about all over the world? Do you think there's one that thinks to themselves, do you know what, I'm gonna look after my country, and I will not take any backhanders, and you will not own me?
Yeah, I've got an answer to that. There's only one guy who was, unfortunately, he's in prison now. He made the second most greatest statement at the United Nations, and that is Imran Khan.
Really?
Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. So Imran Khan, what the Muslim countries, they had a meeting, and they said to him, we want you to be our leader of 10, 15 countries, 20 countries, the representative, and we're going to fight these people. Yeah? We're going to unite as one, but you're the head, you're the president of it. When they announced that to him, what happened to him? America gave $302 million to the Pakistan opposition party, which is the leaders of this of the country now. Gave him that money, ousted him. He was the prime minister, and now he's been in jail for 2.5 years.
I've seen that, actually. I watched a podcast. His sons actually were on a podcast recently, wasn't they? And they were talking about that, actually, saying that he's being tortured and all sorts of madness is going on.
Yeah. We're doing everything we can to get this man out. Okay, but it's like losing a battle. We're losing a battle, but we're not going to give in. We don't care how much money it's costing us, but we want him out, because he went to the United Nations and he did a speech, and he said, listen, we don't fear nobody, Pakistan don't fear nobody, and we will never settle for second best. We will not settle. And he said, absolutely not. In the United Nations, that quote became very famous around the world. And, like I said, when you sell your soul to the devil, money talks.
Yeah.
For example, we're from the UK. Do you know this country is run by Israel?
The conspiracies, I don't want to say definitively that it is, but I've seen all the conspiracies, and
it's not what you see, it's facts, my friend. Who runs the Home Office? Answer me that question. Who
People.
runs the Home Office?
You tell me. Explain. Break it down for me, because it seems to me at the minute everyone is just saying Israel, Israel, Israel's doing this,
Yeah,
Israel's doing that.
yeah.
Like,
Right.
explain.
Okay. Okay.
Explain it to me. So,
I will. I've got
sorry,
certain
sorry,
videos.
sorry. 1 second. Let's get Kitty. What were you going to say?
Can I just state something before you start, saying that it's Israel, Israel, Israel? Imran Khan, you have to remember, married into a Jewish family.
Yes.
He's married to Jen Goldstein. So are you saying that he's now against Jewish people? Because that
No.
thought.
No. That's he married Jemima Khan. Okay.
I'm a Goldstein. She was a Goldstein, which is
Yeah. So he married her, and they had children. And this was a man who walked in when they did the divorce. Everything I'm saying, you can Google it. Yeah. This is a man who walked in to the court in London, and the judge says to him, so sorry, Jemima Khan's lawyer says, look, we'll give you divorce settlement of £5 billion. I repeat, £5 billion. And he said, listen, I didn't marry her for money. I've got money myself. I don't want $1. And he walked out of that court as a man. He just refused $5 billion divorce settlement.
But those two, the boys that were on the podcast,
Yes.
the boys that were on the podcast talking about their dad, are they Jemima's?
Yeah. They're Imran Khan's children. Yeah.
It's all right. Before we start saying everybody's Jewish and this, that, and the other, I just wanted to get that fact straight in my head. That
Yeah.
I do remember this rightly. He was married to Jemima Goldstein, and yeah, that's okay. I've got it straight now.
Now you're saying, okay, show us some facts. I haven't. I've got videos, yeah, from the Home Office. All these organizations, the Israelis, they give X amount of money in the UK Home Office, this office, that office. I've got when I send you the link, not conspiracy theory, which is fact proven, and that's when you're going to realize, wow.
But is it? See, a lot of the Democrats and the Republicans both played this game where they were saying, "Oh, the Jews, the APAC, the Jews were giving money to this," but the Jews were giving money everywhere. Qatar gives loads of money. Do they run the country as well? Could you not argue the same as that?
Qatar, they're the biggest.
Qatar
Qatar's the biggest Muppets. Qatar's the biggest Muppets on the planet. How embarrassing! What do I mean by that? Donald Trump goes to Qatar. The president gives him a £440 million plane as a gift. Yeah, $440 million. He gives him a plane. They do a deal for $1 trillion, and then within 60 days, what happens? Within 60 days or 90 days, Israel bombs Qatar, which is America, because Israel, who fueled up those planes to bomb Qatar? America did. American base in Qatar. So they fueled up, and then from there they bombed them.
Yeah.
Wasn't
there some sort of peace meeting or something that they were targeting someone there, weren't they?
No, they were targeting Hamas.
Yeah, that's
there was a meeting, but Hamas, what people don't understand,
shout out to man.
There's an English phrase,
Year,
we're 21 steps ahead. Hamas is like 51 steps ahead. They're not stupid. So $1 trillion. Now I was realized, you know what? All the Arab nations are laughing at us, but luckily we haven't given the jet, the plane, or the money, and they cancelled the deal with them. So you know what? This man promises X, Y, Z, And then he ends up bombing us with Israel. So, okay, Israel bombed us. So you got the biggest base in the Middle East. Where is it? In Qatar. So why didn't they help them? Because they've got a base there where they use technology, etc. If incoming airplanes come, weapons, etc., they have a defense system. Why didn't that defense system work on that day? You tell me. Why? Qatar is paying for that.
I heard that British politicians now cannot accept donors from out of the country. So this is a new rule that they're bringing in.
Because I'm in finance, my friend. That's that's it's called um a bank where, let's say I'm a politician in the UK. The Cayman Islands, Isle of Man, etc., Switzerland, the money will go in there, and 99% of the kickbacks of UK fraud money from politicians go to those countries, and the money's there for them at any time
Oh, okay.
with
Yeah,
no trace.
there's always going to be a way of doing kickbacks, isn't there? All right, guys. All right, we done quite a bit of the show on Trump and Venezuela. We've got a couple of other stories just to cover quickly. This one's total chalk and cheese. The well-known adult industry star Lily Phillips converting to Christ.
She what?
She converted to. She's become a Christian. She's been baptized.
This would happen.
This is her getting baptized.
Oh, okay.
So a lot now. There's mixed feelings towards this because there's people that will say, "Good on her," she's found Christ, and there's people that will say, she's done so much damage to young girls. She's beyond. She's beyond. She's beyond. What's the word I'm looking for?
She's beyond
Redemption.
redemption.
Yeah.
I disagree. Going to any time, and you can be forgiven. Will she then use her money for good? That is the question. If she will then go and do work within the community, maybe set up some, things for young girls that are, really, really damaged or really, need help, that would be the key for me. It's one thing to give yourself over to Christ, but to then not back it with actions.
Yeah, I that sort of sprung to mind straight away. I was thinking, if you really have converted to Christ, or if you found God and you've changed your ways and stuff, the money that you've earned from the things that you've done, I think a percentage of that should go to something, some sort of cause. I don't know what it is, but and maybe she'll know, but something needs to be done. You can't keep the money and say, "Yeah, I've changed," and you definitely can't say you can't if she's done this to make a mockery and to get more fame. I mean, that's that. I mean, definitely beyond redemption from there.
She uses this to for clickbait. I'll be absolutely furious because, as you know, I'm a Christian. I work in that industry. It's what I do, but it's not something to be made a mockery of. I would never, and to make a mockery of anybody's faith is absolutely disgusting. Anybody's faith, and I'm talking about all faiths, all religions. I just think it is, and if I'll be absolutely furious. What I want her to do, if she has found God, is to use her money. Not all of it. I'm not saying all of it, but some of it for good, to help young girls that maybe were going to make the same decision she was going to do. Maybe to stop them going down that road.
Yeah, the extreme side of it. I mean, she's been bragging. She apparently she broke Bonnie Blue's record of 1,100 men in one day. So that's I think some people are like, who is she? She's an adult lady of the OnlyFans industry. More of the extreme side of it, where she's been with where she does crazy things like
She was
1,000 men.
Bonnie Blue before Bonnie Blue.
Yeah.
She was more extreme than Bonnie Blue before Bonnie Blue. But was it you that sent me that video of her talking about how she feels alone and
Yes.
won't be long before she finds God? because you could see that she was alone and she needed something. She needed either a faith or something to believe in. She had nothing. And one of the things I stand by is when I watch that documentary with Bonnie Blue, she's going to go the same way. She's got nothing. She's got nothing. And
She
when the money stops, she'll realize how alone she is.
Yeah, I think with Bonnie Blue. I think, but I don't know. I watched a video, an interview the other day. Bonnie Blue was doing, and some guy was trying to have a heart to heart of her, and she doesn't want it. Like, she's not ready to be saved. She's not ready to receive. She's not ready to receive the blessings yet. Let's just say. Um, any thoughts on that, Sebastian? Can someone find redemption when they find God?
Um, Obviously, I'm a Muslim.
Mm,
I respect all religions and what people believe in. So any human who wants to get closer to God after they have done bad in the past and ask for forgiveness to God, it's called one word. It's called intention. Okay, so let's say she's done, she's been in the adult entertainment industry, blah blah blah, whatever, and she says, you know what, I'm not happy, blah blah blah. I want to get closer to God. Um, Proof is in the pudding. Saying something and doing it is two different issues. Now you can go left or right on this. One is she's doing it so that she gets more clout and more money to fool the world, or like Kitty said, she helps vulnerable women who are going through certain things in that industry, or they want to work in that industry. She spends money and helps them. So at the end of the day, action. So we need to see actions. The words in my life mean absolutely zero. So in my opinion,
mm.
she's made a statement. She wants to get closer to God. So let it be. But if she doesn't get closer to God, it was all bullshit. So I'm with her. But once I see the proof, then fine. Otherwise, it's all clout and more money.
Then you've got the
Yeah,
other. There'll be somebody that says it's up to her how she deals with it. It's her journey with God, and I understand that. But for me, you can't do what her and Bonnie Blue have done without taking accountability for the damage that it's doing. And whether they like it or not, it did cause a hell of a lot of damage.
Yeah, I mean, for people that don't know, there are like these girls. Obviously, they did the stunts. 1,000 men, 100 men, 200 men, sort of very sort of ungodly kind of things, and promoted it, made millions of pounds from doing it. What they done when they did that, they told other girls that if they go do exactly the same thing, they could be the next Bonnie Blue or next Lily Phillips. And I know personally girls that have had to sort of try and woo away from that sort of thing, because in their mind they just wanted to be the next Bonnie Blue or Lily Phillips and stuff. So trust me, there's a lot of damage, and I weren't able to save everyone. There are girls that have gone down the path, and they are living in sort of exile almost from their families, almost because they've made a serious mistake and they haven't been paid for it. They didn't even get the money or the rewards or the clout that they thought they were going to get from it. So there's a lot of damage been done by these girls.
The other thing I want to add is, you see, this kind of work has not just happened last year or 10 years ago. This has been going on for 2,000 years.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay, let's get to facts. 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 years. So this will never stop, number one. Number two, people, males, I'm talking males, they go and they book women. They go on an escort site, they book women, they're married, and they have their time, etc. So this industry, did you know on Google, the biggest number one in the world, as when you type in, guess what's number one in the world? What people, Google.
The P word.
No, 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 no. The biggest site in the world, which Google have stated, is called Pornhub.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So around the world, number one, when you hit the search bar, number one in the world is always it's a pornographic website. It's been number one for the last 10 years.
We know
Right.
that it's out there. We know it's out there. But what we're saying is, don't. The extreme that they went to was to the point of ridiculous. It was the point where now women, young girls, are looking up to these women because they have so many millions, and they think that this is the way you do it, by entertaining 1,000 men at the same time. It's not. Because basically, we know that men will just view that once. They'll never want to see that again. I don't
Uh,
think.
like for example, like how I look at it is these women, yeah, who are doing what they are doing, in the future they will want children. Now, let's say I met Bonnie Blue and I didn't know who she was, for example. Yeah. I met her, I fell in love with her, and then I told my mate, oh, you know what, I've got this really beautiful woman, I'm gonna marry her. I kept it a secret. And then I told him, her name's Bonnie. And he says, not Bonnie Blue. I said, yeah, why? He goes, are you mentally all right? Do you know who she is? Yeah, she's an accountant in London. Sorry? And then he sends me the information that who she really is.
Yeah.
You
That's
understand?
that's a tricky one because sometimes you don't like there are women that are doing much. There are women that there are women that do OnlyFans and stuff and just sell some pictures and blah blah blah, and there are women that actually sell themselves, but they just don't advertise it. And these women, you won't know what they do. They're not advertising what they're doing. So you could meet a woman that you don't know. You think that she's this lovely lady and she doesn't have a past, but she could be doing something that you don't know about and behind your back. You never know.
But brother, I go to Dubai 12 times a year, okay? I've
Yeah.
got businesses there, okay? Agree 100%. In Dubai, big thing, as you know, the poo party. Look, you know what they're into, the
Yeah. Yeah.
PWO, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's unbelievable out there. Unbelievable. So basically, the woman is not a woman who is providing a service. All they do is message these people, women, on Instagram, okay? Where the woman is just a nice, she's got a beautiful body, etc. So the message, so I'll message her, say hi. She accepts my thingy, and then I say, "Have you been to Dubai?" No, I've never been to Dubai. And I say, right, um, come to Dubai first class, and I'll give you £10,000 for you to do this to me. And the woman's thinking, £10,000? Wow. Sometimes in certain people, that's life changing money.
Yeah. It is. Yeah.
Yeah. For some other people, it's nothing. So for 10K, catching a plane over there in 7 hours, within 48 hours, you're back in the UK with £10,000 in your bank. Okay? That's what's happening. That's all they do is Instagram. They look at these women, and I've seen it with my own eyes. I could not believe it. I was in a restaurant having my food, and these sheikhs came in, and they were talking. Oh yeah, I gave her £20,000. I gave her 10,000, and I'm listening. I'm thinking, you disgusting. Oh, I'm thinking, wow. But these people have fetishes. It's a fetish, yeah. Let's get to reality. It's a fetish.
I think it's an ultimate power thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where you just sort of, where it's dehumanizing people, to pay 20 grand to a young girl and do the poop on them or whatever. And sometimes it doesn't end there because undoubtedly, like with an abuser, if you let him slap you and you don't do nothing, after a little while he's going to kick you, then he's going to punch you, and then he's going to throw you off a building and leave you on a highway, like we've seen girls in.
Yeah. In Dubai, that's happened.
Yeah,
That's
it happens.
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. I go there all the time. I've just come back from there. So at the end of the day, I see things. They go through one ear out the other because over there they got more money than water, bro. I repeat, more money than water. So when a guy, he's 25 years old and daddy's got £300 million in the bank, and he gives his son, oh, you've graduated, here's £50 million. He gives him £50 million and says, right, okay, you cannot go on vacation for 1 year, go around the world, because all I want you to do is have a degree. You've got a degree, take 1 year out, here's 50 mil. And then that's when these people thinking, all right, I've got money now, and they could do whatever. Access. And these people, they don't go on normal planes, they go on private planes, mate. They fly women from America, Nigeria, England on private planes as well.
Yeah.
That's so when a woman is on a private plane for the first time, and there's a woman who's never been on a plane from the UK, she's thinking, I'm God's gift. I'm a superstar.
But the thing is that it breeds men like a man that we're going to show you in an
Oh yeah, we got a video. We got a video. Let's get this video up really quickly.
But
Let's get it up. Let's get it up. Let's get it up. Kitty, explain the video really quickly just before we start.
this is a woman that's been out on a date with a guy. The guy's paid for everything, and he thinks he's entitled to coming to her house afterwards. She's
Radio.
guys in my house.
I just want to come in for half an hour.
Right, look, mate.
What is the problem with half an hour?
Right, you freaked me. I want to go. I'll pick somewhere next time.
What do you mean next time? We've had such a nice night, nice meal, nice company. You just go in your house for half an
working
hour.
in the morning. I've got to be up at 6 o'clock.
It's not late.
I know, but we've had a nice night.
I just pay for the meal, pay for the drinks. You good company. You're doing all this, and then you just fobbing me off.
What are you doing like that for? I'll pay next time. Not a problem.
But her rejection only made him angrier.
I was just thinking, we've had such a good night.
Yeah, it's been lovely.
Yeah, but how do I know you're going to contact me again?
Oh, I will do. I'll WhatsApp you. No problem.
Is that definitely you
Yeah,
sure?
of course it is. I'll message you next Tuesday.
Okay, is that just coming for half an hour?
I'm just getting ready for bed. It's a skill
It's
night.
not late.
I don't let guys in my house.
On an app, and then you'll have
Yeah,
a
I've
date
seen that
for
video. I've seen that video. I did a podcast on that. Well, not a podcast, but a TikTok on this video. And what this guy is, there's 4 traits to a narcissist. This guy's a narcissist. Yeah, period. He's a narcissist who doesn't want to get rejected. He wants the power. He wants to control her. And that's who this guy was.
Don't worry me. What would he have done if he'd have got in that house?
He would have raped her.
Yeah, that is what worries me. But unfortunately, like you say, these guys that have got 50 million, they go on their world tour and do whatever they do, and they can do what they like because they're paying for it and they pay for this service. Unfortunately, it breeds things like this because young men are now growing up to think that that's how you treat a woman, and you are entitled to whatever you are entitled to, no matter what and who you are. Mate, you haven't got those millions. You are not entitled. And the thought of what he would have done had he have got in that house frightens me. It frightens
Yeah. Because the reason why, the other thing is, because she was recording in front of him, he couldn't sort of like force himself in because the recordings, even if he deleted them, and did the great, is still on your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why he didn't force himself in, because he knew, now if she didn't have the phone, he would have went in.
Yeah.
Because he knew that, if I do something and the evidence comes out, everything's there, then I would have got convicted. So luckily the phone saved her life, in my opinion.
Yeah, I totally agree. I just think it's so frightening nowadays that you have to record the end of a date.
Yeah. I would say as well, though, there's a lot of finessing going on out here. Like, there's a lot of women finessing guys. Like, I get it, it's if you're a guy's single, you don't particularly like him. He says, oh, let's go for dinner. He pays for it. It's a free meal. It's a nice night out. And to some extent, I kind of think the guy shouldn't expect anything. The guy shouldn't expect get the goods just for taking for a woman out on a date or whatever. But I also think that women need to take responsibility a little bit when they're accepting things from guys, and maybe like some women, they just use guys for meals and dinners and stuff like that. Let's get it straight. Like, they have no intention of doing anything with them. They will just use them for food, use them for clothes, use them for hands, and not even give them the goods and stuff. And some men allow themselves to get finessed like that. Like, rich men would just throw money at girls, and it's made a whole load of entitled women thinking that they can just go out and get what they want from these guys and then tell them, yeah, good night, basically. And
the thing is, I was in a situation, and people laugh at me, but I don't care. I was in a situation, and then afterwards, when I was intimate with a woman, I said, look, would you like to be intimate with me? And I would record it. I said, look, I'm going to record what you're saying, yes or no, to cover my back. Okay? The reason being, why I'm doing that, or I did that before, I'll do that again today, tomorrow, whenever. I had a supercar. I bought a supercar. I made good money, and there was a lady. I was shopping, and she saw me drive in to the car park, etc. Obviously, I didn't know she was following me. I don't know. And then, she said, "Oh, hi, how are you? What are you up to?" I goes, "Yeah, I'm shopping, blah blah blah." And she goes, "Oh, is it okay if we, talk?" I was like, "No problem. I'm not a rude person." So we started talking, etc. And she says, "Oh, I'd love to meet you, etc." So like, yeah, we exchanged numbers. She went her way, I went my way. Cut the story short. So then, obviously, with my car, when I picked her up, I didn't use that car. I'm not stupid. But she knew, obviously, I've got this car. So I've come in a normal car, and then we took out, went for dinner, etc. And then with me is, I know within 10 minutes if I'm on the same page as that woman, other woman. If she's not on the same page, there's no point continuing. So I said, look, we can be friends, but we're not no further. Because she kept saying, "Oh, I want to go to a nightclub every Saturday. I want to do this, that, the other." Oh, really? Okay, good luck to you. And then 8 months later, I get a knock on the. No, 8 months later, I'm driving my car, my supercar, and I get boxed in by these police. 4 cars. They box me in, and they goes, "Get out of the car." I was like, "What's going on here?" They goes, "Yeah, we are arresting you on suspicion of grape." I was like, "Yeah, excuse me, mate, you got the wrong guy." "What are you talking about?" Because we've been trying to find you for a long time. And cut the story short, it was all lies. Yeah. But the thing, what I learned from that is, because I rejected her, she thought, you know what? I'll do this.
Yeah, get my own
You-
back.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
embarrassing.
it's real. It's one of the worst. It's like some of these women, that are able to do things like that just because they'll like the person for maybe they got finessed themselves. Like
yeah.
they if they feel like they've been done by in any way, most of the time it's some sort of ill intention on their side, their sort of toxic sort of traits and beliefs that's led them to it.
But
But
yeah, but I've never been arrested before. Didn't
okay,
know,
yeah,
I watch TV, etc. Where they say no comment, no comment, and obviously I got my lawyer straight away. I goes, look, this is all bullshit, etc. And and then I ended up suing the police, and I got £175,000 from them. Why?
wow,
Because the, when you arrest somebody, you don't arrest them because Kitty or Dave or whoever said he did this to me. You got to have evidence. There was no evidence, and then so then they put me on bail. Released me after 7 hours. They put me on bail, and then 10 days later, they goes, "Oh, NSA, no further action. The case is dropped." But for me,
What
excuse me,
the life?
so the case got dropped before I went to court, because then I sued them. Like, you know what, you got excited, but you know what, I'm going to show you who your dad is, and I sued them, and I got a good amount of money. But this works not just for females; men do the same thing to women. It's both sides. You got to
yeah, yeah.
understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
normally more damaging from the women though, because women, like we showed a video the other day of a woman, she is grabbing this guy's bits basically, and some other woman confronts her. She's like, "I do what I want," basically, and like there's that sort of attitude from women generally that they think they can do what they want, and not, let's just be very fair. Most men aren't gonna press charges for a woman grabs their junk. Like it's very rare. Like it'd be like it'd be like your masculine your manhood has been tested a little bit there, like so you would probably just let that go a little bit. Most people would, but obviously if you grab a woman's bits, you're going to have a problem most of the time.
Because, like, for example, obviously, like with this case which happened to me, this was like, when was this?
Sebastian, maybe hold off on that story for now,
Yeah,
because it sounds
sorry.
like a really good. It sounds like a really good story, and maybe we can have like a proper chat about that, because it's very important that we get these kind of stories out there, and that we come to a conclusion at the end of the show, guys. It's been amazing. We've had the lovely Sebastian join us today
Thank
and
you.
enlighten us, you know, with the conspiracies and the facts as well, which is always good. Sebastian, anything you want to say, buddy, before we rock and roll?
I've been to many podcasts lives. You guys are number one, in my
Hey,
opinion. I'm not saying it just for the sake of it. Honestly, you guys are very professional. One thing I love is when somebody's talking, let that person talk and be quiet.
Yeah.
In live which I go to, 10 people are talking at the same time. I just leave because I can't deal with that. You know me, that's me. Everybody's different. So you guys are very professional, and any help you need from me, I will help you to. I've got the means to do it to in excel your podcast in a big way, in any way, form, or shape you want me to. I'm willing to do that because I help a lot of people because I have the means to do that, and I'm willing to help you in any way you guys want me to help you. You know, to promote. I've got a massive network of business people, a lot of people. If you want famous people to come on this pod, I've got famous people. I can bring them to the
lovely.
floor.
Lovely. All right, we'll talk about this stuff off air anyway, guys. But this was the amazing Sebastian here, guys. I'm gonna clip our full video for people that came in late, and everyone will get the clips, and we can post them all on our socials. You'll get everyone's links and stuff. TikTok, thank you very much for joining me again today. You lot, peace and love to you. Peace out, peace out, peace out. And make sure you look over to our YouTube channels, B&K Live News and Bruddc Entertainment. Okay, guys, everyone have a lovely day. Peace and love to you guys.
Okay, thank you.
Bye bye bye. I'm just saying goodbye to TikTok, and let's end.